Good evening. Today I am doing an article review for Purchasing Must Become Supply Management by Peter Kraljic. He begins by explaining how you determine if supply management is something that your company needs, because it is a complex and involved process that is not cheap. He asks you to basically do an assessment of your needs based on the strategic importance of the purchasing to the profitability of the company or product, and then also the complexity of the suppliers. So things like the scarcity of the resources or the ability to substitute another supplier or product, logistics costs, and even things like monopolistic situations. He states that leadership should ask themselves some questions. So first, are they making good use of their concerted action right now among the different divisions? So for example, if they're ordering gas from 3 different divisions of the company, combine it so that they get a little bit more purchasing power with their organizations. Can they avoid anticipated supply bottlenecks and interruptions? So is it something they need to ensure that their product continues to come at a rate that's not going to affect their business? And then some other situations. They break it down into 3 phases that were introduced by some European companies as far as a strategy for supply management. Phase 1 starts off with the classification of their products. Basically, it allows you to focus your products, classify your products based on the profit impact, as we talked about, and then also the supply risk. And it allows you to see the products that are high risk or unnecessary for a supply management strategy. It also allows you to give accountability to different departments and people responsibility for the decisions of supply management. So basically, with the strategic position or items, they're items that are high supply risk and then also high profit impact. So they're the most important of the supplies that a company is receiving. And in that case, the top level, so vice president, should have the capability to do the negotiating and deciding on the strategy. They also have bottleneck items, which are items that are high priority but a low impact to profit. High supply risk but low impact to profit. So they're items that may not be as important to the profit, but if they bottleneck, could slow down the entire process. For that reason, these are still going to be managed by the higher level management, so department heads, that type of stuff. The leverage items, which are medium level, it's low supply risk, but high profit impact, so they need to make sure that those items are not something that they have any problem getting and that they can negotiate the best rates for them. Those are done by the chief buyer. And then we have the non-critical, which is your low priority, low percentage of profit. It can be handled by just your entry-level buyer. For phase 2, there's a market analysis done determining if your company is in a situation to exploit their relationships, if it's a balanced relationship, or if they need to diversify. Exploit would be beneficial to your company, and basically it means you need to get the best prices that you can, sign some contracts, and lock that stuff in. Balance means there's kind of a strategy going back and forth. You've got some good things going on, but there may be other opportunities. And then with diversify, it means that there are some huge opportunities in your supply, and you would definitely need to strategize to either break upon different suppliers or maybe even look altogether for another supplier. In phase 3, you actually do that strategic positioning based on what you were able to determine in the market analysis. So you do an analysis of the different items that you have. You analyze where you are in that chart, and then you go ahead and make the action plans for the conversation or the relationships, and that is the last strategy, which is action planning. And that's just determining whether you need to make that relationship with that supplier stronger, or if there are things that you can do to make your company stronger. I think this is a really great article. Like I said, it's a very streamlined. It's something that a lot of companies, even smaller companies, can look at, and it breaks down supply management so that they can make it manageable, that they're not trying to supply manage all of their products, and that they're just doing the ones that are really going to give them the biggest bang for their buck. I thought it was very detailed, and that it also gave, like I said, a great streamlined illustration of how to put into place a good supply management program. Thank you.